All right, guys, welcome back. It's another week, another podcast. I know we're super late with talking about Final Fantasy Tactics, but here we are. It's time. But before we do that, we have a couple of uh, fresh faces with us. So, could we get some introductions from the newbies? Brent, how about you? Go first.
Hello, I'm Brent. Well, I've been here on once before, but I play a lot of Final Fantasy. Um, also do like stuff like Tomb Raider, Resident Evil. And so I've played just about everything. But yeah,
Right on. Yeah, Brent comes to every marathon. This past one, he played FF16 for us. I did not remember if you had been on the podcast before, so I apologize if you had. But Brent's a regular marathoner, so glad to have you with us this time. And the other guy, I don't really know. He just kind of appeared. What's your deal?
I'm guessing that's me.
Yeah.
I've been on the pod. This is my fourth podcast with you guys.
Just been a while.
I've also been to 2 marathons, but it's okay if you don't know me yet.
Wow.
I knew you had been on the old because the first time we started the podcast, it was on my channel like a long time ago. I did not remember if you had been on the podcast since we rebooted it on a new channel.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he's been here.
I guess I don't know. I don't
okay,
know.
I had his
wow.
name saved
just-
on here for some reason, so I hope so.
okay. I just suck then.
I'm in the system.
Kind of awful.
I'm there.
Sir, he's
believe you.
documented in the system.
I kind of have an awful memory, so anyway,
Okay,
glad
my
to have
name
you
is
guys.
Sean, anyways, and I like to party.
Okay. There
My
we
name
go.
is Tim, and I like to party.
I know for a fact you don't party, Tim.
That's right. No one here parties but me.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't party. Unless you count going to bed at 7:30 at night. But anyway, it's October. I love October. As you can tell, I've got a jack-o'-lantern back there. I should turn off the lights so you can see it, but it'd probably be kind of distracting. But
Maybe when we talk about tactics, you can just mute and turn it off and just put the jack-o'-lantern in your camera feed. That's all we see.
that's a good idea, actually. But that actually is a good segue into the what are you playing section, because I'm not playing anything. I am enjoying my October. Just absorbing the season, watching some classic horror films. Uh, I have not been in a Final Fantasy mood since the marathon, which is strange because we went home from the marathon a month ago today, and I have just not been feeling it. But I've been totally into like just catching up on films I haven't seen and stuff, so that's fine too. But that's my what am I playing answer. So Brent, what about you? What are you playing?
well, I'm playing too much at the moment, which has honestly got me a little stressed. But I'm playing Final Fantasy Tactics Remaster. I'm playing Final Fantasy XI. I'm playing Silent Hill S. And I'm playing Pokemon ZA.
So you're like Tim, where you just like juggle 10 games at a time.
Normally, no. I usually only like to play 1 or 2 games, which is why I'm stressed. Like, I'm like,
Okay.
I need to get something finished. Which I finished up Clear Obscure the other week in anticipation of all these games coming out right at the same time.
Yeah, because the new Silent Hill just came out, and so did the new Pokemon, right? Like they're both brand new.
Yes. Um, Yeah, Silent Hill F and Final Fantasy Tactics came out within days of each other. And I have my own file of Final Fantasy Tactics, and then I have a shared file with my husband. So it's basically like I'm playing two games of Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I haven't started it yet, so kind of behind. But what's up with all these new games? Like, it's like you have a title and then there's just a letter after. Silent Hill F, Pokemon Z.
Oh, no telling. Um, Nothing beats. Oh gosh, that Star Ocean title that was so bad. It was Star Ocean. Oh, I gotta look that
Yeah,
up now.
First Departure R, I think.
No, there was a
Something like
worse
that.
name. It wasn't a letter, but let's see. Ocean. Integrity. Star Ocean Integrity and Faithlessness.
Yeah. Was that Star Ocean 5, I think?
Yeah, 5. That's a weird name.
Yeah, that is pretty weird. Well, good luck with your 5 games. I know Tim is probably gonna one up you here, but Tim, what are you playing?
I'm playing Final Fantasy 11. I'm playing Trails in the Sky remake. I'm playing through Final Fantasy Tactics, the PS5 version, to get that platinum. And I think that's it right now. But Tales of Xillia Remastered comes out on the 31st, so I'm going to be playing a lot of that too.
I forgot all about that. It really comes out that soon.
Yeah, it comes out the 31st. Yeah,
Wow.
and that's my second favorite Tales game, so I'm going to dive right into that.
And Dragon Quest 1 and 2 come out next week also.
I forgot about that.
Hmm. Yeah, that comes out next week. So a lot of stuff coming out this month. Crazy. Sean, what are you playing? Are you playing?
So I just beat Tactics, and I play Factorio once a month. That's about
Factorio?
it. But spooky movies, we should talk sometime. We just finished Over the Garden Wall. Excellent October season.
I don't know what that is. I'll have to look it up.
I'll send you a link. It's great.
Okay, yeah. I think next week we're gonna have it be like a horror themed episode. We're just gonna talk about all that stuff. So, a lot to say. Hope you can join that one too. Brandon, what are you playing? Are you playing?
That's a good question. I think I'm not really playing much right now because my business got real busy, which is good, but that leaves less time to play games. I'm playing coach my daughter's volleyball team. That's what I'm playing.
Never heard of that one.
Yeah,
That's pretty.
I think Ross knows about it. I don't know.
Is it a horse game?
How'd you know? Oh,
Well,
yeah.
when we have a horse race themed episode, you and Ross can just go at it there.
Done. I'm ready. Sign me up.
Sounds good. All right. Well, cool. The time has come for tactics. I have to let everyone know I have not played it yet. I am excited to play it. I've only beaten it once. I beat the original back in the mid 2000s. I was kind of late to it then. I know I'm late to the remaster, but uh, I want to be able to uh, focus on it and just kind of enjoy the story at a slow pace and the job system at whatever pace I want. And I knew in October I'd be totally distracted, so I decided to wait till after Halloween. So I'll be able to start it in a couple weeks or so, and I'm sure we'll have another episode where we'll talk about it more. But this time around, what do you guys think? Just have at it.
Who wants to go first? Because I got a lot to say.
Go for it, Tim.
All right, it's a 10 out of 10. I love that game. It was the voice acting is spot on. Story is of course incredible, 10 out of 10. Job system is probably one of the best in the whole series. It's an incredible game. Um, Overall, great experience. I hope that they do sequels, um, prequels, spin-offs, whatever. I hope we get it in the same style. I hope it's not like where it's kind of different, like a Tactics Advanced. I kind of hope it sticks with the Final Fantasy Tactics uh Ivalice Chronicles style. Even though it is an amazing game, and you know, the moment I stopped playing it when I platinumed it, I wanted to play it again. Even though that is the case, there are still things that when they left out the War of the Lions stuff, it kind of killed a few of the things in the game for me after having played both of the other versions. So I really wish that they would have gone back and added some of those things from War of the Lions. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, it doesn't need it," but my explanation behind it, one, I'm just gonna use Dark Knight as the example. So Dark Knight is the hardest job to get in War of the Lions. You have to do a lot of stuff to get it. If you unless you grind early in the game for a long time, you typically won't get it till mid to late game, because there's so much you have to do to get it. Now, I love using my generic characters. I name them my friends. In this case, I put myself in the game. I made my own character or whatever. When you get certain main story characters that have special jobs, I feel that your generic characters, the characters you make, become really, really kind of useless in a way. They're so underpowered compared to those other characters. I mean, you could use them because you like them, but really, if you want the power party, you have to use the characters that are story characters. Whereas with War of the Lions, with the Dark Knight edition, your generic characters were extremely powerful and could be in battle and kind of stand toe to toe with some of those main characters. So you had the option of using your generic characters versus using the main story characters. So I know I've seen a lot of people online talking about, oh, it doesn't need Dark Knight. Other people are saying it does need Dark Knight. Why didn't we get it? And I completely agree. I think it should have been in the game, and I also think they should have added more jobs, and I think they should have taken away the gender exclusive jobs like bard and dancer. I think they should have made those where characters can be both of those jobs.
So in the original, well, I guess in this one too, uh, those jobs are locked to specific genders. I didn't know that.
Correct. Yeah, dancer is for females and bard is for males.
Oh,
It's strange that
okay.
they do that too because the male units have naturally higher PA, physical attack, and the female units have naturally higher magic attack. But you have to send the females down the fighter path and the males down the mage path to get bard and dancer.
Okay. So what do you guys think of that, Brent, Sean? Do you wish they would have changed it, or do you like how it's restricted?
Well, first off, I love. Oh, sorry. Do you want to go?
Oh, no, please.
um, I loved the Tactics remaster. It's really, really good. I do have to agree with Tim that I wish that Bard and Dance were given to both genders. That or at least give a jump plus 3 to not jump plus 3, no one cares about that move. Move plus 3 to females would have been nice. Um, I also use generic for a lot, but I don't really care about the power difference. I never played the PSP version, so I didn't have the Dark Knight or any of that content. So I don't miss not having that, though PvP would have been nice. And I feel like the generics are still super powerful because if you want power fantasy, I mean, just go calculator CT5 wholly cleared the battlefield. But I think one thing they did miss, spell quotes. They gave them to all the named units, but they didn't give them to the generics for some reason. And that's like my favorite thing about tactics with spell lines. I don't want to feel like I have to use like Mustadio and Agrius if I just want to hear some lines, or I don't want to feel like I'm forced to put Ramza as mage. But other than that, I feel like the story is much easier to follow. They've added so much dialogue. I mean, I'm back from the PlayStation version. It's terribly translated. Like I'm understanding a lot more. I like that they've added a harder difficulty. So yeah, overall, I'm very impressed with the game.
Awesome. So regarding the story and the translation, tactics and that development and all that, is probably one of my weaknesses. I don't know a lot about it, although I have heard that what you said, that the original version isn't translated the best, and that the people tend to like the War of the Lions translation better. And this used the War of the Lions version, right?
Correct.
I,
It used some of it. I think. I think that they fixed some of it, but they did use some of the War of the Lions stuff.
Okay.
They've
Is
added
there
dialogue too.
like added dialogue in this one?
Yeah, they did. If you bring in the named units into a fight, they'll talk with in some of the story battles.
Okay. Okay, that's cool. Is there any benefit at all to playing the original translation? Or is it just like, does the story just not make sense? Is it that bad?
It's a lot
I mean,
of
it's not bad. It's not as good. Like, it's still, you can still follow the story in the original. It's just definitely not as cohesive with FF12. Like, there's really small tie-ins that they've added in. And this one even has like a mention of a city and vagrant story. I don't know if you guys caught that, but uh, they've been denying vagrant story as part of the Ivalice group for a few years, and Azalim is from a city and vagrant story.
Okay.
And so it does have like little improvements. It's more cohesive with like the overlying world, and it's more cohesive with itself. Like I think an example of that is Barrick. Barrick shows up in a fight in one of the desert places, and it's really hard to tell who he is. He has a distinct style now. He has repeated things that he says with different commands. And so when he shows up way later in the game, you're like, oh, that's the same guy. I've played War of the Lions and the original Tactics, and I've beaten both of those more than once. I never realized that Barrick is in some of the final battles, that it's the same guy.
I don't know who you're talking about at all. I don't remember the story in the slightest bit. And I played it. I didn't even like really utilize the job system. I just kind of like had Ramza. I think I made him a monk, and I just kept him a monk the whole time. And I just had like whatever other characters that were just like a black mage, white mage, whatever. Like I just barely spent any time with it at all. So even like these character names that you guys are saying, I don't know who that is. I do not remember. in the slightest. So it's
Barrick
pretty
is
much like it'll be the first time playing this game, pretty much.
yeah, Barrick is a very minor character, but so like in the fourth chapter, you fight him in the Sand Waste, and he poisons your group with moss fungus, and that's how the idea of the poison cloud uh, gets introduced. He hits you with this moss fungus, and you get poisoned. And then later on in the game, he's got a important steal for the bolt gun or bolt rifle. What is it called?
It's
I'd have to
I
look it
think
up.
it is called the because he has the I think he has the ice gun. I forget what it's called, and I think it might be the bolt gun. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but he has one of the stronger elemental guns that you can get in the game.
Yeah. Anyways, the game is built a little bit better so that it's easier to recognize different plot lines, who characters are, and it's overall like the voice acting is very good. Like the script is better. They've expanded it a lot. I think overall it is a much better game that flows really smoothly.
Okay. So Tim mentioned some gameplay things that he has problems with, especially with being compared to the War of the Lions version. But are all of you in agreement about the story being better and presented better this time around?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So the voice acting actually enhances the game, you think?
Oh yeah. I think it does.
Yeah, Rams is starting out each battle with I think there's like 5 to 10 different phrases, but to battle and things like that is so awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm curious how I will feel about it because I have this thing where sometimes when I'm playing newer games, well, by newer games I see games with voice acting, where they'll say something and I'm like, that just sounds so weird, like unnatural. But I'm like, if this was an older game and I just read them saying that, I wouldn't feel that way. So sometimes I have
Mm.
a disconnect with video game voice acting where it kind of takes me out of it a little bit.
There is some of that. When different characters die, they say some really cliche phrases. But for the most part, I think so this is the part I missed from the original that they replaced with voice acting. The scream in the original Final
Yes,
Fantasy Tactics
I
is
remember
so
Yes.
good.
that.
Ah!
I
Yeah.
tell you what, though, it actually makes me sad when I kill a chocobo in that because of the sound they make. I'm like, oh no,
Yeah, you
no.
murder chocobos now.
Tacos to me, I don't get sad. It sounds like a balloon, like being poked with a needle to me.
That's what it sounds like when you kill a chocobo? Just
They are in
oh, okay.
agony.
A squeak, okay. I thought it's just like a pop, like you kill it and it just pops.
You tore them apart.
Oh, man. Okay.
There's just
I
feathers left.
Violence against chocobos is something that Square is, putting into their games a lot more. I mean, did you guys play Type 0?
I did a long time ago.
Okay. The reason, I remember it's like that was the first rated M Final Fantasy game. Like, I wonder why. And in the first chapter, there's just like this chocobo that's like drenched in blood from this battle. Like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And then in 16, like the very beginning, that chocobo gets hit right in the face with this huge rock.
Oh yeah.
They must have like this thing about chocobo violence right now.
It's a
Anyway, let's
trend.
not go down that path.
I had to learn Choco Meteor somehow.
Oh yeah. So, uh, can you get chocobos on your team in tactics?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have to have like a Beastmaster or something?
You don't be so at a certain point in the game, you get one in a fight naturally. But you can get a. They were called a mediator. I don't forget what they changed the name to now, but uh,
Order.
yeah, orator. But it was originally mediator. But you can get a mediator, and you can like get other like characters or beasts like goblins or whatever on your in your party if you successfully get them to turn sides. So, and then they can lay eggs, and those eggs can end up being like high quality versions of them. So if like you have a yellow chocobo, as you're walking around the world, they're laying eggs, and some of those eggs may end up being red or black for a black chocobo or a red chocobo. Same thing with like a goblin or a bomb or a dragon. All of them have three versions, and of course, like they're the normal, and then kind of like a medium quality, and then the high quality one. So,
Okay.
and you can also poach from them as well, which I've killed. I've killed many, many monsters to poach.
I gotta be honest. Whenever there's like a Final Fantasy game with a job system, before I play it, I feel super intimidated because it's like there's gonna be so much to know and to learn about each job or whatever. But I end up liking those games the best by the time I I feel like I know them well. So I'm excited. But do you feel that in this version there are significant changes within the jobs from the original versions?
I
Um,
do in some ways, yeah.
I think the
Uh,
casting time is the big one for me.
So the summoners cast most of their summons faster. High mage casts meteor faster. The white mage got Bill 2's MP decreased, I think, to match Protect 2. And the cast time of the Tier 2, Protect 2, and Shell 2 were dropped a little bit, but they're still kind of inferior to Protect 1 and Shell 1. And Teleport's JP cost was increased to 3,000. Aim's
which
charge
is
time
insane,
was
by the way.
shortened too. What'd you say?
Teleport was way too much.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if
What?
teleport's too much or move should have been increased. I feel like move is still way too cheap for all the
Mhm.
jobs. Even move plus 1 should be more expensive than what move plus 3 is.
So,
That might be a hot take. But
well, doesn't this version have like the thing from Final Fantasy X where you can like easily see the turn order on the screen?
Oh yeah. Yeah, they added that.
Because I think I remember in the original version, like you had to go through several menus to see like certain turns, or am
You
I
did.
misremembering?
Yeah, you did. I forget what it looks like though, but it wasn't very good.
Okay. So, but this one has it like right there on the screen.
Correct. Yeah. It's on the left-hand side of the screen.
I like that.
In the original, I never used it. I just did whatever move, and I was like, it'll go. That guy just went, so I'm pretty safe.
That's pretty funny you say that because when I first played Final Fantasy X, I was so used to the ATB system that I didn't even like really put it together that it was like a traditional turn based. I was kind of playing the menus as fast as I could, and I didn't understand like the order thing. I I don't know why, but I was still playing it like an ATB game. But uh I don't know. I kind of want to hear you guys disagree more about some stuff with this new version.
Well,
What
Uh,
just makes you mad?
what makes me mad about it? It was
Yeah.
great.
Dang it.
I will say
You
there's
gotta be controversial. Like we gotta have like a super spicy thumbnail and a really cringe clickbaity title.
Well,
Yeah. Yeah. That one
well,
did do a lot better.
there's one character that I hated him in the War of the Lions, and I hated him in the original. And he's at the beginning. His name is Argath, and in this version, with the additional dialogue he gets, I still hate him, but I love that I hate him. He's such a. I think that they gave him some lines that were really really good, and I enjoyed hearing him say more, especially in battle. Um, So yeah, I think that's I don't know. I know a lot of people hate him, but I like him, but I hate him still. He's I think he's a pretty good villain. So
I hate his character sprite in the original because
oh
he's got the
yeah,
bubble butt.
yeah.
You have
I always
something
thought he was wearing overalls. I always thought he was wearing overalls whenever I looked at him. I'm like, is this knight wearing overalls? Like, what's happening here?
I wish I could comment on this stuff. Like, it sounds so interesting, but I don't know what you're talking about. A knight with a bubble butt and overalls? Like, come on.
They could have been a bit more aggressive with the balancing. Holy is still way too strong. I almost kind of hate it. I feel like the white mage is only good for holy because the item
Yeah,
is way too strong. Um, so like item should have been toned down. And did you know holy without holy boosting gear is still stronger in Slayer,
I did not
and
know
it
that.
ignores evasion.
Hmm.
So I guess what's the cost then? Is there anything like does Solely have a longer cast time than Flare or something?
Yep, shorter cast time and costs less MP too. The only thing is white mages have bad magic attacks, so you'd ideally have a black mage with white magic secondary if you want to use it.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
didn't I didn't know that. Like you can have secondary jobs in tactics? I don't remember that.
Mhm.
You can assign one thing that you've learned from another job for abilities.
Okay.
And so if you have white magic assigned, you can use all the white magic from your white mage job.
Okay. Well, that addition to the Zodiac Age of FF12 makes a lot of sense then. Because in the Zodiac Age they added sub jobs, and that wasn't in the other versions. I just kind of figured that was like a FF11 thing, but it sounds like it's more of a tactics thing of why they added that.
Yeah, I haven't beaten 12, but I played it about half the game. There's a lot of subtle nods in 12 to Final Fantasy Tactics. And it's more than just like being in the same universe. There's a lot to it.
Okay. Because I don't remember exactly, but I think that 12 story is supposed to take place like a couple hundred years or so before Tactics, right? Something like that. It's like supposed to be a long time before Tactics' story.
Yeah, I don't know the lore of 12, and so you're digging into a very shallow well. Uh,
Well,
but
there's
it
so
it
much about 12's lore and story that I forgot too. So just all
yeah.
Ivalice, I just got to dive back in.
Talking about lore a little bit, some of the new additions where you get like books that you can read and all the extra stuff that was left out of the original versions, but we got it. That stuff is really, really cool. I really enjoyed reading all the books and stuff like that. And I love that
And
you
they're
can go back.
long.
Oh yeah, the one that's required for a trophy. It's long. It's really long.
Are you saying there's like in-game lore books you can read?
Oh yeah.
Just kind of see, I love that stuff, and I heard a lot of people complaining about it in 13, like the data logs and stuff. And I was like, I love this. I don't get why people would have a problem with it. I love it where in game, if whenever you want, you can just kind of go and read and get more like exposition with characters or locations or whatever. So that I'm excited about that. That's one of the things I actually really liked about 16 also.
Mhm.
It handled its like lore encyclopedia very well in
Oh, they
game.
did it great in this version. And the one thing that I love, and it always made me really happy, is when you can send your generic characters on an errand. If they come back with something from another Final Fantasy game, it always made me really happy. Like if you get the black materia, or you found a place from another Final Fantasy. Like I love stuff like that where it's just the nod. And that's why, I think I had said it in Discord, but it's like Tactics was kind of the original love letter to the other Final Fantasy games in a way, because they had all that stuff in it. At least
Yeah,
that's my opinion.
I
Yeah,
You
don't
no, you're right.
mentioning
remember that feature, but excited to see.
you mentioning the
Nice.
errands remind me of one of my favorite additions to this version. And I didn't think I would like it at first, but fleeing from random encounters. If you so on the world map, you sometimes get random encounters. And originally, you just had to fight them. And now it'll ask you if you want to fight or flee, and flee always works if you choose flee. You don't get to see the enemies before you do it. It's just immediately you get to choose. But what's important about that is if you play with generics and you send them on the errands, in the original, essentially you would have to soft reset every time you got into a battle because you would be without your units while they're on the errand.
Hmm.
But now you can just say, oh, well, I'll just flee.
Mhm.
Of course, that now they could just remove the time limit on the errands, I guess. But
I I remember kind of hating how enemies leveled with you in the original because I don't know. I guess I'm someone that likes to grind, so I found that part of it frustrating. But I didn't realize, from what I've heard from talking with you guys a little bit, like levels don't really matter in tactics as much as job abilities and stuff, right?
They
Um,
both definitely matter, but job abilities is usually what you grind more for, I think.
mhm. And equipment is extremely important, I think.
also,
Okay.
story battles other than the monster ones don't level up with you. They're set.
Yeah.
Can you repeat story battles?
No, but they did add, and I haven't gone through all of them yet, but they did add the ability to go back and view cutscenes again. So if you want to see like this cutscene after this battle, like you could go back and watch that again. So I love that. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, that's a good feature.
Yeah. Something that kills me is if you miss a key steal, there's a lot of them. You just don't get very many opportunities for like the really good equipment, especially like the Moss Immune. There's one fight and they will beat the tar out of you while you are trying to get it. And so like it's I think it's the hardest fight in the game. Like, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of people agree. Uh, you have low odds to steal unless you set up your character to have higher odds, and you have to get 5 steals off of this guy. I think it's 5 to get the good stuff, and they will beat the tar out of you the whole time.
Yeah, they're ruthless. That's a ruthless battle.
Yeah.
What is it, Gilgamesh or something? Sounds like
Hmm.
a
Uh,
Gilgamesh thing where you have to steal like a bunch of equipment from it.
it's very similar
It's
because it's
Genji
Genji
armor.
equipment is what you get.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one you were talking about, Tim,
Yeah, they
right?
took it out originally, and then there were so many people got mad about it that they added that back in, which made me very happy because I every time I go through there, that's like the two battles, because it's a three battle segment. Um, the first two battles are the battles where you're stealing stuff, or there's an ability you can miss if you don't have it used on a certain character, and he has to be on a certain job. So that's those two battles are like two of my favorite in the game because there's so much going on and they're very challenging, So it's just a good time, it's a good time.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like it has a lot of replay value because I really love rare drops and rare steals. That's usually the games with a lot of that usually are ones I like to go back to.
Hmm.
So yeah, I was intentionally throwing shade at Final Fantasy 16 just then. I don't know if Brent knows this, but I I rant a lot about FF16, and I know you just played it in the marathon, but oh man,
But you
we
can
need to
rant.
have.
16 isn't my favorite in the series. It's just why I decided to run that year.
Well, as a story and like a Final Fantasy idea of like a dark fantasy, with uh like people morphing into the summons and fighting each other for their kingdoms and all that stuff is really cool. Really good ideas. But in terms of an RPG video game, I just don't. I find it so boring. Like,
Like Devil May Cry.
Oh
Not really
yeah.
an
well,
RPG.
I'm fine with the battle system. Like, it's not the battle system I'm talking about. It's all of the like. See, with RPGs, I don't care if they're really long or not because I'm like building my character, and that's what's satisfying during that time. With 16, I don't feel like I'm building my character, and a lot of the elements they put into it too for that, like the RPG stuff, is not satisfying at all. Like I feel like I did nothing to have the materials to like craft my next weapon. It's like, okay, you should have made me like work for that a little bit more and maybe make the rewards and the treasure from chests be a lot more interesting than just the same handful of crafting items constantly. Like I'm in like some of the last dungeons and like areas in the game, and I'm like opening chests around corners, and it's giving me like these crafting materials that I already have 9,000 of. It's like, why am I getting terrible treasure constantly? You know? And it's like there's no secret areas really to go to. I don't know. And then like with it being an action RPG, really heavy on the action and parrying and evading and all that stuff. Like the enemy variety is so poor in that game. Like you just kind of fight the same enemies, just palette swaps constantly, and they just do like the same things, the same attacks. And it's like I'm really bored with this. I don't know. It just really rubbed me the wrong way, like the gameplay. I don't have a problem
Yeah.
with it being an action RPG. That's not a problem to me. But as an RPG, it was extremely dissatisfying.
It was more
Sorry.
like an action game instead of an action RPG.
And that's
Yep.
kind of my problem is it's a long game. And that's
Hmm.
why if you're making a long game, you have to have more RPG to it where the experience is more satisfying with the gameplay. There's a reason why Devil May Cry games aren't that long. You know, that's just how I feel.
I agree.
Yeah. I think it had. Do you know who Conan O'Brien is?
Oh, I love Conan O'Brien.
Yeah, he's hilarious. He's like, I think he's the best late night talk show host ever. He's my favorite.
Oh yeah.
Uh, he got screwed when he took over the Late Show from Jay Leno. So, and this will tie in, I promise. So Jay Leno is like, "Hey, I'm giving up the Late Show. Uh, they hire Conan O'Brien to take it over. And then Jay Leno made the Jay Leno show and put it an hour before the Late Show. And it was the same thing an hour before the Late Show. And so it cannibalized Conan O'Brien's Late Show. And nobody watched Conan O'Brien on the Late Show. I feel like that happened with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and 16. 16, I'm sure they ate like a lot of the development resources that went to Rebirth. The two got released so close together. Rebirth is a much more expansive game, and they released two Final Fantasy games that were gigantic in the same year. But I think Rebirth ate a lot of what 16 should have had. And so I think that's kind of why 16 doesn't feel like they finished everything. Even like the fight with Odin doesn't feel finished, and a lot of other things like that. Like the final series of fights, the final dungeon doesn't feel finished.
Final
There's a
dungeon
lot of things. Yeah,
pissed me off. A final dungeon should not be a cutscene. It should be a dungeon. And oh man, that bothered me.
the fact that
I
you fight
really hate that.
Yeah, the fight that you fight Pandemonium and it's a palette swap of the Orc Chief. I was like, well, this isn't Pandemonium. Like, this is nothing like Pandemonium. And so there's a lot of things like that. But I feel like the things I really enjoyed about it were the voice acting, the cinema, and the fighting. And I think those things they did really well.
Even the dungeon pacing, I think, is really good in 16. It doesn't feel like it overstays its welcome. Like the dungeons are actually pretty exciting, and they're not too short, not too long, in my opinion. I like the storytelling presentation a lot. Like it's really good. It's probably kind of like what I was talking about earlier with video game voice acting. I feel like I have to suspend my disbelief a lot when I play a game with voice acting where I'm just like, it's just a video game. Like it's just not quite there yet for me. I don't know. But 16, I don't feel like I had to do that. Like it was so well voiced. It felt like they got professional actors, which they did with Ralph Ineson for Sid. But didn't feel like video game voice actors doing the voices. It felt like professional actors doing the voices. And I really liked that a lot.
Yeah. My big gripe on 16 was they wrote in that for a major part of the game, there were no people in like a large expanse of territory. It's like, oh, Odin just wiped everybody out, right? And so there's like nobody in that area. I'm pretty sure that was development shortage.
Oh yeah.
Like they're just like, this place is just going to be empty. Like we can
Yeah,
write
when
that
I
into the
first
story. It's an empty place. You don't interact with people there because it's empty.
Yeah, in my first playthrough, that's when the story really felt like it was kind of falling apart for me. But when I played through it again, like a year or two later, I liked that section of the game a lot more this time around. And I think that's the only thing I liked better than the first time I played. And that's extremely rare with me. When I replay games or replay Final Fantasy games, I usually like them more and more each time. But 16 did not do that for me, other than that little aspect. But pretty open minded with video game design, especially with the series, where that's kind of like its identity is like unique visions and everything, and not being tied down to the past. But I really hope that a lot of things from 16 aren't like the new norm for Final Fantasy.
Oh yeah.
storytelling presentation, heck yeah. Even like the battle system, I'm fine with it. You just gotta have more RPG in there. That's how I feel.
Don't think
I
it'll be
agree.
the new. Don't think it'll be the new norm. I mean, every Final Fantasy's basically reinvented the wheel every number for like the last 7 games.
Yeah. I just, I mean, it's really because of like the development teams doing them, you know. But I'm fine with Creative Studio 3 doing another one. I just want them to learn from what didn't work with 16. There's a lot that did work, and I don't want to remove credit for what 16 did do very well. I feel like 15 and 16 have the exact opposite problems. Other than this, 16 doubled down on the boring side quests from 15, but they got rid of all of the great side quests from 15. 15 had a lot of really great stuff, had a lot of really cool mini games, had a lot of hidden dungeons, a lot of secrets, and actually it had a lot of really good RPG stuff in it. But the storytelling had major issues, the plot structure had major issues, and the fetch quests of going and picking beans for people was extremely boring. And 16 side quests were pretty much doubling down on that. That's probably my least favorite thing about modern uh, big budget games is that type of questing. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to totally derail this conversation, but Final Fantasy Tactics has great lore.
No, let's go back
We
to
never
Tactics.
talked about
Sorry.
it.
Let's getting it back on track.
Yeah, go back to Tactics.
Sorry, I
I
don't
will
want to totally rail this train. That's what I should have said.
no. I am going to
As
mute myself.
Gabe is trying to throw us off the train
I'm so sorry.
That wording.
with his hate of 16.
I actually have
That's
a question for everyone. Like, if they made a second Final Fantasy Tactics, not like the advance or anything, but like a sequel to this one, what new stuff would you all want to see in it?
Are you saying like continuation of the story, or are you saying continuation of the style?
The style.
If they make another Tactics, I don't want it to be like 16. Okay.
Think I'd like to see more jobs. I think they could do more creative battles. Like, I think a good example is that battle at the gate against Gafgarian where your party split. I wish they had more battles like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, y- so just more creative battles, more jobs. Um, I mean, stuff like the story and stuff. I don't really play games for the story usually. I mean, I enjoy it's just a bonus. So I'm not going to comment on that too much for the next installment.
Yeah, I'd hope for the crazy good story because so Tactics is in my top 5 games just for story. Like it's
Oh yeah.
super well written. The lore is like really good. They even like set up the map like so that different places make sense. Like there's castles near hills but not on hills and other things like that. There's dividing lines in like terrain. Uh, I, like Tactics is so good and lore heavy and everything ties in to the lore. Uh, that's the big thing that I want from Tactics. I agree with Brent. Like more classes would be nice. I don't like the so I don't like the story characters at all. And I usually only use Agrias and Orlando. I wish that those were classes and not characters, if that makes
Mhm.
sense. Like,
Yeah.
I hate having to level up one of the main story characters because they don't have accumulate, or I forget what they called it in the new one. But they don't have the easy JP grind, and so you have to
Mhm.
use their moves over and over. And I just want that whole thing to be gotten rid of, and I want those to be classes in the new one. Which in other things, I really want more Lucavi. Like I enjoy those so much. I want them to bring them back.
Oh yeah.
I think it'd be cool if they
Nice.
made it so JP gains were just done per battle. Like you finish the fight and you get a set amount based on the level of the enemies.
Oh,
But
rather than grind and use.
Yeah.
but how would I sit there for hours and just yell and get my speed to 50?
I mean, I don't mind doing it. I mean, my favorite Final Fantasy's 2, but it's just an idea.
I'm not, I think that'd be good. It is funny though. Like I'm sitting there, I'm just yelling and then accumulating on repeat for hours, and so it's just, yeah. I think that'd be cool to have it like that.
Yeah,
I heard
I figured
yelling
out
for
the
hours.
odds.
You were talking about 16 again?
Oh my gosh.
I'm muting again.
So if you set your team to retreat, I forget the actual word for it, but there's auto battle settings now. And if you set them to like create distance, the odds that they will kill the last enemy are really low. And that was how I did a lot of my GP grinding early on. Because they will use, I forget the name of it. Accumulate was the old name, but it's the +1 power thing.
It's
And so
still
you can
accumulate,
grind
I
a lot of
believe.
JP. No, they changed it.
Did they?
It they did.
Hmm.
Not the speed one's Tailwind. I don't remember what the power one's called.
Oh yeah, you're right. Tailwind is the speed one. Yell is it used to be called Scream. I think it's called Yell now, or I'm getting it backwards. But that's the Ramza one where he like increases everything of his.
Oh, yeah. Was it Shout now? What is that one?
I can't. It's so funny because like characters' names have changed, and so I'm like, oh yeah, that guy, Algus, and it's like who's Algus, and his name is Argath. Like I'm, you remember the original names. It's kind of like the Eris Aerith thing, where so many names have kind of changed. Um, so yeah, and then they went and changed all the moves.
Lich will forever be rich in my heart.
What is it?
Lich will forever be
Oh
rich
yeah.
in my heart.
Oh yeah.
And the Ramia
Ah,
harp.
the new one is Focus.
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 Yeah, I would like it if they also added it to where, like, if there were specific jobs for NPCs that you could acquire those jobs somehow. Because there's a few characters like Zalbag, and I'm gonna call him his original name. It was Orin, or is it now Olin? I can't remember, but he's an astrologer. I wish that you could somehow get those jobs. I hate that they're for one character and one character only, and that you can't unlock those. It drives me crazy.
Now these stuff is so freaking. You just want to be
It
able to
is.
spam it.
It is. It's very broken.
Or celestial stasis is it's now called.
Hmm.
Oh, and that move is so interesting. And it's only in one fight.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you think
It
that
is
they'll?
also kind of game breaking. Like if you could use that move over and over, it'd be over. Like the whole game would be done.
Oh, absolutely. You would just stop, slow, stone everybody, and then it'd just be done. What were
Do you
you
think?
saying, Gabe?
I was just gonna say, do you think there's any chances of possibly some DLC or patches down the road of adding that stuff? Maybe they'll change their mind about because I know they wanted to make it as pure as possible to what was available in the original, but who knows?
I would love that. I don't see them doing that for this one. Instead, I see them making another one. And that would be great. If they said we're going to make another one, that'd be fine. But, you know, I hope that there's DLC at some point, but based on the decisions they've already made, I don't think they can go back and be like, "Oh, well, we're going to go ahead and put Dark Knight in there, or we're going to put PvP in there, or two player in there." I just don't think that they can go back and do that now.
I could see them doing minor DLC, like making more outfit colors for Ramza, or making it so you can change your generic color scheme.
That'd be cool.
But didn't they add like a? Wasn't there like a pre-order bonus of like different colored shirts for Ramza or something like that?
Yeah, there's different palettes for them. I think you get
Okay,
3 or
so that is
4 per chapter.
Which
so
I've been using
that's
to
kind of a
differentiate
feature that
save
was
files.
hidden. Wait, what?
I've been using the palette swaps to differentiate between save files.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
okay.
that's a good idea.
Yeah,
That's clever.
gotcha. So I mean, if they've already done that, then maybe they will, because they they patched that into FF16 also, where you
Mhm.
could like have different outfits and you can glam your weapons and stuff. That was an update later in that Creative Studio 3. So who knows?
I think that'd be really, really cool.
Hmm. That is something about 16. They did add some really cool glam weapons later on.
Like the
So,
Buster Sword.
not just that, but there's like some extra content they did add later, which is cool. Where like clearing different floors will give you like a really really cool looking weapons for Clive. The content's called Kairos Gate. I don't know if any of you ever did that.
I haven't played it since it came out.
Here's Gate.
Okay, that was cool content, Kairos Gate, and I actually think the Arete Stone is probably the funnest stuff in the game.
Do you guys have a favorite scene in Final Fantasy Tactics?
That's a good question. Mm. I Without giving too much story away, there's a waterfall fight with two NPC, well, technically four NPC characters, and I really enjoy that fight a lot. Um, there's another story fight that I really like, but it's because a guy gets thrown off the roof and the sound he makes is hilarious.
Oh, so regarding that scene, back in the day when Lucas and I would play in the PlayStation version, when he's tossed off the roof, it shows the text box saying "Yeah," and during the rest of the conversation that my brother Lucas was going to the cutscene, just kept saying "Yeah, yeah, 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 yeah," like he was still following. Now we can't. Every time we see that scene, now we just imagine him still following the entire cutscene.
That's awesome.
Is that the sound he makes in the new one? Yeah.
I don't know what he makes in the new one. I haven't made it to that fight yet.
It's good. It's funny. I can't do it, but it's really funny. Um, but I love that. But there's a lot of there's so many good scenes. I mean, the one in the chapter one with Tetra, you guys know the one I'm talking about. Um, like that's such a great scene. Just the battle before the battle, and then after the battle is just incredible. So I mean, there's just so many. And then poor Gaff Garyon, like just every time you fight him is just. I think that's those are some of my favorite fights too. Is fighting him, and I really love that character. It kind of I don't want to say too much, but like that character, you know, I really like that character.
I'll have to disagree about liking him. I think he's kind of bland.
Ah,
Like he's set up like a main character rival type character, which I've always hated that trope.
yeah, he's a mercenary who only cares about completing a job to get money. And Rams is kind of the opposite, where he's like idealistic. Is that what
Mhm.
you mean? Yeah, I love so Brent already mentioned it, but the duel with Gafgarion, uh, all of the duels are really good. The duel with Weegroff is another big highlight for me. Uh, I really like Weegroff's storyline where it's like he goes from being idealistic to jaded to power hungry at his final moments, and that's when he gets possessed. Like, I think that is such a beautiful way to show the power of the Lucavi. I think
Oh,
he's so
yeah.
cool.
My favorite scene would have to be the second Lucavi fight into chapter 3 when it just comes out of nowhere where you're fighting a 1v1. It's one of the most poorly tuned battles in the game, but I typically haven't struggled too much with that fight. But I usually struggle with the follow up because you fight this 1v1 and immediately you're thrown into another boss fight
Oh yeah.
versus it's only like the second main story boss, but he knows the most powerful summon outside of the secret summon post game. It's like very strange, very strangely balanced there. I
And
like
he
that.
spams it too. He spams it.
Yeah, yeah, he's rock solid. The second fight is harder than the first for sure. Especially if you
Now,
steal the blood sword. The first fight is like fairly easy, I feel like, because you gain HP for every hit you get on him.
mhm.
And so you're not really in danger. But the second fight is like, oh, I'm in danger. And this happened quick.
Well, then
And
there's
he does confusion.
oh yeah. Well, then there's the two fights right after that are, or the one fight right after. I think it is the rooftop.
What's the fight? I remember this was the hardest one for me. There's one fight where you're alone fighting this boss with Ramza, and then it changes into a second form, and I think you have the rest of your party with you.
That's
That's
exactly
the
what we were
one.
just talking
That's what I'm
about.
talking
Yep.
about.
You know what
Yeah.
you're talking about? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah, I
Weegroff.
remember. Okay, I remember that was the hardest thing for me, and I barely got past it. Because you can't, like, you couldn't leave to like grind or anything. You're just stuck with what you have with Ramza,
Mhm.
right? Like you can't go back. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, that's that was the most memorable boss for me because I almost gave up.
Yeah, you
Almost
can
had to
totally
start.
get pretty much soft locked and not be able to progress if you don't have stuff to beat him.
Yep.
Well, I mean, is
Oh.
there a job that makes it him unbeatable? Like if you have Ramza as that job.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Like if you are several jobs, I feel like if you're a priest, dunzo.
Let's get
Like,
Holy out really fast.
yeah, I mean, if you don't have holy, obviously, but if you're a priest, I feel like any of the mages, like black mage, I don't think a black mage has enough defense to tank hits from Weegroff, and he's going to get hits on you, and so you might not even make it to the second stage if you're some of these guys.
He
Okay.
has been beaten in all the straight character challenges.
Mhm.
The hardest, of course. Which, if you ever read up on the calculator, no magic straight character challenge, that one's just excruciating. Basically, having to damage split your way through the entire game.
That sounds terrible.
There's some crazy challenges out there, and that was actually going to be our next topic at some point once we get past the, I guess, the more time specific ones. We're going to talk about like challenges in the series that we've done and want to do.
I want to do one for tactics where you draw 5 characters, well, 4 characters, whether it's generic or it's one of the story characters. And then for each character, including your main character, you have to draw a job. And then that's what you have to play as. You have to go grind to get those jobs, and that's how you have to play the rest of the game.
Does anyone play the mods for Final Fantasy Tactics? Just curious. Because the original Tactics is super modded. Like, they have mods for all of it. Like, they have mods to do challenges, they have mods for sprites, they have mods for tons of stuff.
Oh, I've watched them. They have like every Final Fantasy mod. Like you can play as FF6 characters, the entire cast of FF7. I've seen all those are incredible. I love those.
Yeah. They have the randomization battle mods that just play on Twitch. Like, those
Oh
are
yeah,
pretty
I watched
cool.
that.
It's got a huge modding community.
Is there
Look,
like a FF16 mod where the rewards become pointless?
well, that's already around. Like, that's
Maybe I'll
the
try
main
that and
game.
play that for 70 hours.
You
That'd be
played that
fun.
for 70 hours? Jeez.
Well, I didn't like technically 100% it because there's these medals you get for beating every boss with no damage taken. I haven't done that stuff, and I haven't done Ultimaniac mode. But outside of that, I've done everything in 16 like 4 times,
Mm.
something like that.
I think it'd be cool to do a challenge where you randomly someone picks like someone gets selected for you, and then they have to decide what challenge you do. I think that'd be fun where we could do that in Discord.
Yeah, that would be
All
fun,
right,
like a
Tim, all
challenge roulette.
calculators.
Okay, I'll calculate.
I mean, there's some notorious challenges, and we'll talk about this another week, but there's some like notorious ones I really want to try and do. Like no sphere grid, no crystarium, uh solo white mage and NES, FF1, stuff like
Oh,
that.
jeez.
Yeah.
That'd be so punishing.
Apparently, like one of the hardest parts of the game is just fighting the pirates at the beginning
Yeah.
because they
Because
get
after you get stuff, they're not terrible. They still have like they can't take any hits.
yeah. So and that's why
Yeah.
the opening fight with the pirates is so awful because they get 9 turns and your defense is horrible. So you have to grind for hours before you even fight them.
Oh my
Sounds,
god.
sounds great.
I'm
No,
gonna
no,
skip
I
that
mean,
one.
no, I love that. I love grinding.
Yeah. That reminds me of like early GameFAQs days, or I guess early for me, when you would get on and you would like check out the new FAQ or what everybody was trying out and stuff like that, or go in the forums and they would lie to you about things in the game.
I think we talked about that one week briefly, but I think there's plenty of there were so many great lies though. Actually, at the marathon, we were talking about my cousin, not Rick, but he would like make up this stuff in Final Fantasy IV, and we would like he said you can unlock Cecil's mom in FF4. I think like if you like go back and forth on the Serpent Road like 80 times, like Cecil's mom like speaks to you from the moon, and then you like go and find her or something. And he said that he turned Edge into a paladin on Mount Ordeals, and we were just like trying so hard to make this happen. And like we tried to get him to show us, but his save erased every time, so he couldn't like prove it. But just classic stuff like that.
Yeah, I had a friend like that too, who was like in Final Fantasy VI, he'd be like, if you are riding on a chocobo, there are some trees that you can collide in, and it'll take you into like an extra dungeon.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
funny thing is there are some things like that that actually are true. Like, oh, you can get General Leo back.
Oh yeah.
Certain glitches, you can get Kefka, you can get General Leo, but
You'd have to glitch the game really good to get General Leo, I think, Fred.
yeah, and it's some glitch with like unlocking the airship at the beginning too, where it just like appears outside of some cave, and you can go like to the floating continent at the very beginning. It's just crazy stuff. It sounds fun though.
Sure, Rick.
Yeah, it wasn't Rick. It was another cousin. But I mean, if Rick were in here, he would laugh because we made fun of all those stories for a long time. But hopefully, Rick comes to the next marathon. We'll see. Did you guys have any other Final Fantasy Tactics thoughts before we end?
What's your favorite generic character build out?
You're
Like,
talking to me, right?
I mean, if you want to do one, that's fine.
I have nothing to say.
I don't know a singular build. Bards with equipped gun are pretty good. um, I like dragoons. In general, I feel like they're very underrated. I feel like Dragonheart's an amazing counter ability. Well, monks, they're not underrated. um, but uh, but yeah, those are probably my three favorite. I'm going to try out the jumping priest build I read about. This priest barely get less PA than a dragoon, and they can Holy Lance can cast Holy, and then you just put Holy boosting gear on a priest and jump and equip spears, and that sounds like fun.
That sounds awesome.
Sounds really cool.
For me, I love using Summoner because it's one of the classes where you can really put your target anywhere and you don't have to worry about your characters getting devastated. Um, and Golem is a broken summon. Like for a while, what I'll do is I'll have one summoner just sitting back there casting Golem every turn. And when you get half MP cost and you get enough MP, you can just do that all day. So I love Summoner in that game. And then I really like the Night job. I like Squires. I really like Dragoon a lot with the double hand. That's actually how I always beat that battle is I would double hand a spear and I would just go in there and like hopefully in 2 hits I can get him down and then get to the second phase of that fight. Um, but yeah, mostly summoner. I don't use a lot of mages later in the game. Mostly it's I have a summoner with me, and then I use the story characters because they're so powerful. Um, there's one character that I use him all the time when I get him, and it's Beowulf. I think he's broken.
He's
So
a beast. Yeah.
yeah. Um, but yeah, summoner's probably my go-to overall. It's my favorite job in that game, I think. So
Yeah.
Bard with
I
equipped gun has Golem. If we just first turn, if you Golem, then you just sing.
that's
I
actually
think
how I leveled my main characters, my story characters. You were talking about like that you don't have accumulate or focus or whatever it's called. I would focus on getting them bard or dancer depending on, if it was male or female. And then I would just have them sit in the back and just sing and dance. And then I'd get a monster almost dead. And every turn when they're dancing and singing, they get their JP. So
yeah, that's a really good way to do it. It's not so good in chapter 1 because that's so far down the skill tree, but uh I mean, unless you do that much building up to get bard or dancer in chapter 1, I don't. Uh but it is definitely a legit way. I really enjoy I love summoner, but I feel like the summons the animation isn't as good in tactics. Like I feel like it's somewhat underwhelming for summons. And so I do use them. I don't use them as much as the black mages, but
mm,
black mage with samurai, the Iedo, is one of my favorite builds. And I'll get like quick cast or magic up on that, and I think that's a really fun one.
mm, very cool.
Yeah, because you don't have to equip samurai swords to actually use the Ado. You just have them in your inventory.
Oh yeah.
And most I are all of them magic based? At least the attacking ones are. And so you can do a ton of damage as a black mage with the Ada.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think they're all magic based, but the buff ones just always apply the buff.
Yeah, Iedo is crazy good at buffing. I love it. Which makes it suck that one of the steals, if you miss that steal, it's
Yeah.
my one of my favorite move sets, and you completely miss that move for the rest of the game.
Which I'm trying to remember. You can't get that weapon any other way.
I don't think so. I think you can only steal it from a story battle.
Yeah. So if they locked that, that would make no sense for them to lock that.
I think you
Lock it?
can get it from Ninja Ketsus at like level 90 something.
You can get it from
Oh, is
where?
there a way?
Ninjas, every level have like a different thing they'll throw, and you have to get the enemy ninjas to a certain level, and they'll start throwing those in-game swords.
Oh.
That sounds like
But
an awful way to get gear.
Yeah, that
they
sounds
get the chaos
terrible.
away, multiple chaos
Like there's rare
blades.
drops, rare throws. I don't want to get into that.
The deep dungeon rare drops from Treasure Finder is absolutely terrible. That is something I would change. I will say this. I would make it to where with Treasure Finder, um, you can always go back to try to get the treasure until you get the high quality item. That's a
They,
change.
they made 2 improvements to that in this version. They figured out that the chemist bonus, if you stack chemist with treasure hunter, it essentially is if you have 25 less brave. So as long as your brave is 25 or lower and you're a chemist with treasure hunter, you'll always get the rare item now. And 2, is you can just reload your autosave. It autosaves after every turn.
Oh yeah.
Didn't know that. That's awesome.
Mhm.
I do that with poaches too. I don't cheat. I just do it for the find item in the poaches because it's just tedious. Not
Oh yeah.
strategy.
I still haven't caught a pig.
The pig.
I gave up on it. I'm like, this isn't trophy based. I give up. I haven't seen. I think I saw one the whole game, and I didn't have the ability to get it. And I'm like trying to hunt them for the rest of the game, and then finally, I'm like, I can platinum this. I'll do it on the PS5 version. I don't need this pig in this PS4 version.
Yeah, I think there is a story fight where there is one when you have to murder like 5 chocobos and 1 pig.
Oh yeah, I don't think it's 100% though. I think that all the story fights that have a potential pig, there's a chance that it won't be there. There's only one fight, and it's a side story fight. I think that has the 100% chance of a pig being in it, and it's on the Beowulf quest line, I believe.
So that's
There's
something I haven't done yet. I didn't get Beowulf, I didn't get Worker 8, and I didn't get Cloud yet. The story is so good this time that I wanted to do all the story fights. I need to go back and get stuff now.
They fixed Cloud. He's really good.
I've heard that. He was so fun in the original too. I know he gets a lot of hate because he takes so long to hit. But
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, he's amazing now. I always have him in my party now.
What do you think about that, Brandon?
Promise. Mentally, physically. I mute everything. I'm here. What?
We said, what do you think about that?
I think that all of your opinions suck, and we need some more controversy in this. And Final Fantasy Tactics is a boring game. The end.
And 16 is great.
16
As
is
a
peak.
tear
The
goes
best.
down my cheek.
16's a better RPG than Tactics.
What?
I don't know if I'll go that far, but I mean, 13's better. I mean, that's all I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah, let me say this. This is my 13 plug. I replayed
God.
13 after replaying 16. 13 is so good. Okay. 13
You little
is
attention whore.
I am an attention-seeking whore, and I don't care. 13 is a marvelous RPG. 16 is not. There, I said
Snow is the best character with the best
Oh
plotline.
God.
it. Right, the gang's back together. Yeah. I was doing that like the whole weekend, Sean, at the marathon. Just doing my stupid Snow voice.
I'm gonna start my
Glad-
13 playthroughs soon.
You should play 16 first and then 13, because then 13 will be even better.
I don't know if I will ever play 16 again. When I tried to go through it on hard, I was struggling to want to play it because it is so boring.
The DLC does make another playthrough like more intriguing. I will say that. So play the DLC and then ask yourself if you want to do another playthrough after that.
Okay.
Because the DLC rewards are really good. And
Yeah,
it's
they're
like,
fun.
okay, another playthrough sounds more interesting now.
I'll probably give it like a year and then I'll go back and play through it.
Yeah. It's already been 2.5 years since that game came out. Can't believe that.
Not for me, because I waited for PC.
It's weird to
Right.
think how long that's been out and how long Rebirth's been out.
Also played it on PC. I just barely beat Rebirth.
I need to do my PC playthroughs of those.
It's really fun.
Yeah, Rebirth is a really
the graphics are really good on PC for Rebirth. Like If you do side-by-side comparison, smooth frame rates, high fidelity, like really good.
The problem is, how am I going to play Rebirth on my PC if I'm playing Final Fantasy 11?
11
good
on the Steam
question.
Deck and Rebirth on your high-end PC.
You know what? I like where your head's at. I like that.
Because you could play the 11 version of Steam on your Steam Deck, and then you can play the Xbox version of Rebirth when it comes out on PC at the same time as 11. I thought you were going to get angry because I said Xbox. Everybody
Well,
needs to get pissed tonight at something.
well, you know, I don't know. I couldn't tell if you were being serious or if you were because I'm not. I have an Xbox,
I know you
but
don't like Xbox.
I never even look at it anymore. It's just a
Yeah.
paperweight for me now at this point.
Yeah, I'll never buy another Xbox anything, but I mean the Series X, I like the system, I like the UI of everything. And you can play it on PC if you want to rather than console. I like that, but I'm not buying another Xbox or PlayStation or Nintendo.
I may never buy another console.
I think I
The
will.
only thing keeping me on PlayStation is the fact that I've got all those trophies on there. You know,
That's the only thing.
and there are some exclusives that come to PlayStation that I do want to play, but I can't I played through the PS4 version and I've been playing through Sky on there, but other than that, like before that, I hadn't been on my PS5 in a while. Like I haven't played it in a while. I've been on PC.
Yeah. See.
You guys are finally coming to the PC Master Race.
I was waiting
Yeah.
for someone to say it. I was waiting.
And I never considered that at all until like the PS5 Pro announcement just triggered something in my brain. And it was like around that time when Sean reached out to me and it's like, hey, I have this like extra PC I don't need anymore. Are you interested? I'm like, well, yeah. Yeah.
I have a really funny story about that. So my PC is a home theater PC, right? And so it doesn't need like a high-end graphics card or anything. It's just like a home theater thing. But what it does need is sound. And so my TOS link went out on the motherboard, and I was like, I've got to get a new motherboard. Or I've got to get like a card, but the cards cost more than the motherboard. And then after I upgraded the motherboard, I was like, yeah, I might as well do a whole build. So I built a whole new PC to fix the sound for my home theater system.
Sitting there like wipes hands off. Sound fixed.
Yeah. Also, I did it while my wife was out of town.
Oh no.
So she came home and she's like, hey, everything is different. What is this?
Somebody gave it to me.
Oh, honey, I spent like $1,200 while you were gone. You know, it's okay. It's fine.
It's all good. Well, the sound was broken. I had to fix the sound, so I did it.
Yeah.
Also, I'm going to get a 50 series graphics card when it comes out next year.
Anyways, bye.
That's funny. Good note to end on. A happy note.
Yep.
I thought about pissing everyone off with something tonight, but I didn't make it to all of you. So consider yourself
Pissed?
What's the word? Well, not yet. Hey Brent, FF2 sucks. See you next week.
Those are fighting words.
I love FF2. I love it. All right, guys, have a good night.
I will see you guys.
You
All
too.
right.